Are you about to enter your first powerlifting meet and you don't know what to expect? Don't worry, I'm here to help you. Do not skip this video. Hey guys, today I want to make a video about newbie powerlifters who are about to enter their first powerlifting meet. Some of you might know the CPF powerlifting championships are coming back for the second time around, and I thought this would be a good time to make a video about our new powerlifters who are signing up to help them out with their first competition. I'm gonna share with you some tips from my experience to help you have your best first meet possible. This video is not only about CPF athletes, this video is about every new powerlifter who's coming in the sport and help you guys out, make as few mistakes as possible on your first powerlifting meet. Number one. This is probably the most important tip of the whole video, and I put it in the beginning while you're still concentrated so you can write it down and not make this mistake. Almost every new powerlifter is worrying about their results and their performance on their first powerlifting meet. Your first powerlifting meet should not be about performing, should not be about winning, it should not be about worrying if you are gonna break records. Your first powerlifting meet should be about gaining experience, learning to know how the competition goes, getting comfortable with commands from the judges, and making sure you have as many good lifts as possible. Your first competition should not be about winning or breaking records. Tip number two. As I said in the previous tip, you should have as many good lifts as possible. You have to make sure that all your openers will be as comfortable for you as possible, so you won't miss any of your openers, so you can get a total and not bomb out. You have to choose a weight that you are comfortable with in case that you do a mistake or you miss commands from the judges. This is your first meet, you have never lifted with commands before, so make sure that you will choose some comfortable lifts that you are sure that you're gonna get, even in the worst case scenario. Tip number three, follow the commands of the judges. Lifting in a gym and lifting in a competition is a much different thing. In the gym you might have some basic understanding of the commands, but in the competition it's much different because each judge is different. That's why I said on the previous tip that you have to choose some comfortable weights for you so you won't miss the commands at even worst case scenario. Tip number four, make sure you do not max out way too close to competition. This is a mistake I also made at my first competition. I used my last 2 weeks of prep to max out almost every training session so I can be ready for my first powerlifting meet. This is one of the worst things you can do before a competition, and I would choose to make some of my heavier attempts around two weeks before competition. Tip number five, make sure before your competition that you will rest enough for you to be able to perform on competition day. I usually take a break around 4 to 5 days before competition so I can rest and let my body recover and be ready for breaking PRs. There are many approaches you can do before a competition, but resting it out a few days before competition is a very good approach that you will hardly get wrong. Tip number six, please don't do this mistake. Some people are doing it and it has no point in doing this. Do not cut weight on your first powerlifting meet. The only reason to cut weight before the competition is because you want to break a record in a certain weight class or you want to be more competitive. As I've said before, your first competition should not be about performance, it should be about experience. So please do not cut weight before a competition. Being a water cut or not eating enough before competition might cause you to get injured, and you don't want that. It's your first powerlifting meet and you are not risking injury for a record or a qualifying total or anything close to that. So please make sure that you will sign up for a weight class that you will easily compete in without having to worry about your weight, so you can eat as much food as you need to finish your training sessions and to be able to be at your best on competition day. Tip number seven, please do not try anything new on competition day. Do not try any new supplements, do not try any new technique on competition day. It's too late for that. To try stuff on competition day, you have to try them first in training. There are a lot of stuff that can go wrong on competition day if you try something new. You might sometimes get something that will help you, but most of the time it will not, and it will mess you up and bring you out of focus. And that will not be optimal for you. Tip number 8, just like I said in tip number 7, please do not eat anything new before your competition. Eat like you eat normally on training days. Eat your normal diet. Do not worry about finding the secret food to help you on competition day. Tip number 9, do not overeat before your competition or during the competition. I did that mistake on my first competition. After each discipline, I had with me the chicken breast and a lot of rice, and I did that and I ate, and that caused me to blow up and not be able to lift normally. You can have small snacks to nibble on, like a banana or a protein drink, something that you can digest quickly so you won't feel the hunger, and it will give you a small boost for you to finish your competition. Do not eat big meals, it will not help you. Tip number 10. This tip is optional, you might not need this one, but it's good always to have some electrolytes with you, some salt tablets or something to rehydrate, because you will sweat and you will lose a lot of fluids. So make sure you have something to drink, like a sodium tablet or some electrolytes with you, that you will be able to carry on without cramping up or feeling weak. Tip number 11. This one is the second most important of all the tips that I gave you until now, and it's to have fun and break some PRs. Your first competition should be about experience, should be about you having fun and enjoying the sport, and you should not be worrying about winning. You can break your PRs and have some fun with it, and this is the most important thing. You are starting powerlifting because it's fun for you, and the whole point is for you to have fun and enjoy the sport. So anyway guys, that are some of my tips for you for your first powerlifting competition. I hope some tips can help you out have a better first competition. Please do not hesitate to ask me any questions on my Instagram, links are down below. I want to wish you good luck on your first competition, and I hope these tips will help you out to have your best competition possible and have as much fun as possible and break as many PRs as possible. Don't forget to comment for the algorithm, like and subscribe, because it helps me out a lot. Let me know in the comments after your competitions if these tips have helped you, and I'll see you next time.